For 100 years, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier has been a shrine to America's war dead, an enduring reminder of the sacrifice individual men and women willingly make in service to country. And for more than 70 of those 100 years, the tomb has been protected by the Army's 3rd Infantry Regiment, referred to as the Old Guard.
It's a place where honor, an oath, taking an oath, love of country, love of America, means something.
Richard Azzaro was just a teenager the first time he saw soldiers march on the Tomb Plaza on TV, a lasting impression that would resurface the day John F. Kennedy became president.
There was just something about John Kennedy. And when he got to that part about ask not what your country can do for you.
You ask what you can do for your country.
That was it. All the confusion, any confusion I had was over. I knew that was it.
At 17, Richard enlisted in the Army, on track to serve in the Special Forces. Then he says the Army came looking for volunteers for the 1st Battalion Reinforced 3rd Infantry.
There was a whole huge formation. They called everybody in the regiment out. Nobody knew what that meant. I did. That immediately translated into Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and my hand shot up. I couldn't catch up with it.
Richard served at the tomb from 1963 to 1965. He has mementos to remind him of his time there, the knowledge he mastered, the physical training that demanded perfection, elements of a mission too important to fail.
It's about America's sacred duty to never, ever forget those who have served and sacrificed on behalf of America in times of war or armed conflict. At the change of the guard, when that Sentinel says, orders acknowledged, he is saying, I accept this responsibility. It's now in his hands. All of America has placed in his hands that sacred duty.
Since the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier was dedicated in 1921, it's been the final resting place of one unknown American fighter from World Wars I and II and the Korean War. A Vietnam vet was identified and moved in the late 90s. Over the years, 688 soldiers have stood watch 24/7 and earned the Tomb Guard Identification Badge. 5 of them are women, including Army Reserve Lieutenant Ruth Robinson.
To me, there was no higher honor that I could do in my military career than to guard the unknowns and then to later on share their story.
Ruth served from 2015 to 2017. She doesn't make a big deal about being among just a handful of female tomb guards, but the significance isn't lost on her, especially on the day the tomb was visited by an honor flight, veterans in their twilight years, and all female.
They paved the way for me to be able to do that. So for them to see that later in life, that yes, they made a difference, is a feeling that I don't know how to quantify other than just it's a really great feeling.
Richard's tour was at a time when visitors could get close enough to speak to a tomb guard. One mother spoke of her soldier's son, defining Richard's mission for the rest of his life.
She told me how grateful she was for what I was doing, taking care of her son. And I heard different stories, but that underlying the way a mother thanks you for taking care of her baby. It's, yeah, it was the way she expressed her gratitude to me. And I said, I'll never fail you.
For both Richard and Ruth, that means continuing the mission long after their tours of duty were over. They're members of the Society of the Honor Guard, charged with preserving and sharing the story of the tomb and the unknowns. Ruth spearheads a scholarship program and coordinates education efforts.
With the Sentinel coming up this year for the World War I unknown, it's been a huge push to get the story out there.
Richard has devoted the last year to placing Never Forget gardens around the country. Gardens like the one springing up in his own backyard.
People use flowers to say things for them. They speak for them in a way that they can't otherwise do.
His own garden is already blossoming and will soon feature more roses and other flowers. But this marker is the gateway. It features the same carving on the sarcophagus at Arlington Cemetery. Hundreds of these already adorn private flowering sanctuaries across the nation, living tributes to our military dead, both unknown and known.
Mothers and wives can go sit in their garden, however big or small, and be with their loved one. And it gives them that comfort and that companionship that nothing else can do for them, but flowers can.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.